one day I will be able to actually start this up on time before that timer expires. But until then, I'm Madcat. Welcome to the stream. It's Art Wednesday, I'm trying to call this. Yes, sorry, I should animate my little avatar for the day. Actually, let's turn the backlight off for a second. Ooh, that's bright. Hello, welcome to the stream. So yes, it's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. I tell you, it's been a hell of a week. And we're only halfway through. But still, we're still getting there. We're getting there. So, today, for those of you who follow me on the Instant Germage, or you see my pictures that get posted to Facebook from there, you'll probably have an idea of what I'm going to be doing. But for those that you don't, let me go quick look at that picture. So, what I've been doing, I'll put it this way. No, I've turned it on. Turn off. Forget it's got a real sensitive touch thing. Is this lass. So I don't know where it came from. I just had a random idea to try and draw a 40s style pin-up girl. I was trying to actually angle it so it looks better on camera. I forget, my camera's weirdly angled. So I wanted to try and have a lass that looked like she was in the 40s, doing the whole pin-up thing, nose art, kind of motivational, not motivational poster. It would have been like a motivational poster, that kind of thing. So I did a search online, had a look through some of the various art out there, and there was this pose that I saw on one, and I thought, I like that, I want to try drawing it. So the pose is not my creation. I love to use the term copy. I basically took the pose and went with that because I liked what it had. And then I've tried to add my own little spin to it here and there. I kept the high heels because I loved the fact that the high heels, they made them look really good in the original image, and I was like, I like that. So I wanted to try that because I suck at drawing high heels. So I took inspiration from them. I then hunted around, and thank God I was doing this on my phone and not on the works internet, for 40s lingerie to try and get the bra and the gusset corset underwear thing here to look right for the period. Then expanded upon it a little bit. Give headscarf, because a lot of people were saying, put a headscarf on it. So I went to do that. Originally, it was going to be, like the curly hairstyle, but all flowing around. But the headscarf, I liked the idea of. Then put on a jacket, and started populating the background a little bit, for it to be like a workshop welder kind of thing. So she's like a welding lass that's posing for like the war effort or whatever. Today on lunchtime I was just sketching on the back. I've come up with a rough idea of what I want for the background to be. May not go all that way. I'm just going to concentrate on getting the last put onto marker paper and coloured, and then I can worry about doing the background as a separate thing and have that as a whole new image. If I get this done, I want to try and then finish up that mermaid from a friend, because I need to try and draw the background, and I've been putting it off because I'm worried I'm just going to cock everything up. So if I get this done, that'll be the next part I go on to. Hello, Seba. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping by. So that's what I'm planning to do. Hopefully I won't keep switching the light on and off with this touch button, because it's very touch sensitive. I've put the thing this way around because the cord then runs to my PC that way rather than it being weirdly off that way. If it's too much of a hassle, I'm just going to have to turn it around. But we shall see. We shall see. So, yes, that's the plan for today, this evening, now. He says, and then sort of looks around for where he's put his cup of tea. You're so touch sensitive, yet when I actually touch you to turn you on, you don't do anything. Come on. Thank you. There it is. I knew I put it up there. I remembered. Right. Let's clip it from this side because I'm not going to worry too much about that. Yep. Right. Now, do I go crazy and color and then line? Could be a plan actually. Let me actually. Oh wait, let's do the smart thing. Let's send the picture to myself so I can then look at. Oh wait, yeah, that would also help if I actually plugged my headset in. I'm sat here thinking that music seems really bloody quiet. Yeah. Plug headsets in, and you can hear it through the headset ears. It's amazing. It makes things work so much better. So let's have a quick gander. I don't know if it's going to show on, because it's probably going to glint. So some of the stuff I've been looking at, to give you an idea of stuff I'm doing. So there's the welding lass. I was trying to come up with ideas for the background with that one. This is somewhat what I've settled on for the background, you know, like a shipyard-esque kind of thing. Just avoid the images of my COVID jab information because you don't need to see that. Yeah, 40s style lingerie. That was interesting to look at. I don't know if that's 40s, but it came up under 40s style lingerie. I was like, cool, I'll have a look at that. That's when I was browsing Instagram for some fun images. By fun, I mean I'm going to be painting another airsoft rifle, and I was looking for inspiration. So, that... Come on, focus. It's not going to focus, is it? That is what I looked at, and I was like, I just love that image, that whole pose. So that's where I started with. So yes, the pose and anatomy is from this. It's not... I haven't come up with it from the top of my head. I'm not that good at 40s style art images, so that's where I'm putting this out there. I'm not going to make any claims that I've done this from scratch, because I didn't. But I liked the image and I wanted to add my own little spin to it. So I said I've done a few changes to it here and there, but I loved the high heels. I'll zoom in on them. It's kind of hard because I don't want to zoom any further, but I just loved how it looked. I tried to replicate that, I didn't. It didn't quite work, but that was the initial image I looked at. I was like, I like that look. I like the pose. I like the thing of it. Wanted to change a couple of bits. Is it Wendy the Welder? I'm trying to remember who the various workers are that they had. My brain doesn't want to work. Because, yeah, I know going through I came across some of them and I was like, oh, yeah, I remember, you know, like, ages back hearing about XYZ person for various things. I can't remember who was it that did the Bren guns. There was a Canadian lass that was known for like the Bren guns. You know, I'm going to quickly Google that. Because why the hell not? So, Ronnie, the Bren gun girl. Is it Wendy the... right. There was another one I sure came across. But yeah, the other one that I was thinking on, if you look for... it's Veronica Foster is her real name. But known as Ronnie the Bren gun girl. That would be another kind of cool one to try and do. I'm thinking if you look up that image and sort of imagine like Lawyer or something like that, except not with a Bren gun, but with her rifle, and not smoking, because if you want to smoke, you can smoke, but it's not my thing, and I don't like the idea of trying to promote that, despite the fact that one of my story characters does it. But it's the kind of thing where he smokes, but he is never seen smoking. Every time he tries to get a cigarette out, something happens and he doesn't get a chance to light it. And by the end of it all, he basically has had so much of all this, he just doesn't bother smoking anymore. So let's have a look. So I'm just having a look, see who else. I should have just typed this in. I don't know why I didn't do this. So I've just typed in WW2 poster girls, and there's some interesting ones. Don't think some of these were World War II, to be honest, but hey, it's the style of it I like. Rosie. That was the name of the other one I was thinking on. Because there was one with the red headscarf, and it was Rosie. But also, I'm just having a quick flick through to see background ideas. There's one here of a lass in front of an aircraft, but I don't really like the welding with an aircraft. I mean, probably did, but it was more riveting, I think. Sorry, I'm just going really quiet. I'm just staring at some of these things. Some of them aren't, some of them are like your traditional World War II posters, and there's like one here for with an air raid warden, siren, warden, and it's in a raid. Open your door to passers-by. They need shelter too. And I was like, Gordon Bennett, yeah, it's, that's kind of stuff that you just wouldn't think about now. If there's like a bomb warning nowadays, you'd be locking up and saying, no, you can't come into my place. There's a bomb going to be dropping on us soon. But yeah, all the old World War II style posters and things like that are just, they're interesting. And I like having a look at them. And I said, I don't know what made me think I want to do this. It was just something came at work, and I went, yeah, definitely, I'll keep going at that. Anyway, that's enough browsing on there. So I'm sat here staring at the screen. I'm not doing anything here where you can see. So let's get going where you can see. Okay, we'll start with colors. The annoying thing is unfortunately only having Copics and not actual watercolors, it's going to be a bit harder to do. I'm wondering, do I try going for a different set of tones? Go for like a beige at that colour? Because normally I give my girls a fairly lightish tone, so I'll give them. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go crazy. I'm already there. But I'll try using that. And then I'll panic about how I'm going to shade it afterwards. Fun fact, Marilyn Monroe's discovered working as a welder in a factory. Ah, did not know that. I mean, maybe I suppose a lot of lasses did all sorts of stuff. Come the war, whatever jobs they could get, they'd do them. I'm just moving the colours out of the way for two reasons. One, bit of elbow room, and two, it allows the obligatory cup of tea to exist. I say cup, it's, some people call it a mug. I call it a life source. Right, okay. So, this is an annoying thing, I really need to turn this 90 degrees, so I've got it there, but then that's... I'm currently got my monitor on top of a biscuit tin, an old Cadbury's Christmas-themed biscuit tin, because it's a nice monitor raiser. I probably should look at something better than that, but ho-hum. Am I going to give her... I suppose if I give her highlights and do the highlights in... am I going to need to give highlights in the lighter colour, or no, call this the base. Call this the base. I can only cock this up once. Well, I can probably cock it up many more times, but... During World War II, Queen Elizabeth was an ambulance driver, and by extension, ambulance mechanic. Yes, I was aware of that. It's like a whole thing for royals serving in war and all this jazz. But yeah, she's certainly seen a lot. This is weird, doing this without actually aligning it first. I'm just like going, oh, stuff it, we'll see what I get. Of course, I'm running the problem of I can't see the actual colour. Can we lower that down a bit? Wait, no, press and hold, that's what does it. That's it. Now I can see what I'm doing. ish, I should say. There was part of me thinking, do I set this up as a character that I've got for like one of my stories or anything? And I'm just like, no, I'll just do it as random pin-up girl. I'm hoping if this goes well, what I might actually try and do is then try and do one which is from my head rather than going, I like that pose, I'll, use that. Because part of me hates the idea of doing it. Just because it sounds harsh, but I sort of see it almost like art theft. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen somebody else's work, so I'm going to take that and change it a little bit. And I'm like, it's all, but at the same time, it's also learning things from it. So, as I said, I'm not looking to publish this. I'm not looking to make money from this. I don't make money from the streams anyway. So this is all just practice. And I might see how I do with it, and then I can look, as I said, trying to do some of my own afterwards. I also wanted to try and make this last look a bit, I won't say plump, it's not the right word, healthy. Not like a lot of the anime girls that I draw were, I think I draw them too thin. Ah, hello Volon, welcome to the stream, thanks for popping by. Right, okay, if I did the skin colour and then, because she's wearing tights, or sort of tights, and I think if I just do the colour of the tights, would that be decent enough, or does it need the skin under it? I'll leave it. It's not like watercolours, I'm not blending stuff on the top. Now, let me just turn this offset to have a look. Yes. Streaky as all hell. Joy. But on the plus side, I can see where I need to colour anyway, so I can just... Oh, I can't see the nose. There it is. Oh. If I can turn it onto the lowest... Oh, go down. I'm wondering if I need to store this paper somewhere else, because a lot of this is coming out a lot streakier than I'd like it to. And I'm wondering if the paper's got damp or something daft like that. Which, given what this room has been like over the past couple of months, wouldn't surprise me. Sorry, I'm trying to chat and I'm just sat here sketching everything and just trying to sort the colours out somewhat. I'm actually thinking the mottling of the paper might actually work towards the overall look for this. You know? So I'm just gonna go over the original colour a bit more, give it a few passes, and it should darken it up. That means that the shadow colour that I use, I don't have to be too crazy with. I was wondering if I'm running out of this one now. Oops, I've just leant on the button. Oh, it's fine, I know where I'm going with this. Oh, done it again. Yeah, I may have to move that power button. It is as I thought, it's just going to get annoying because I'm going to keep inadvertently leaning on the blooming thing. Right, okay. Let's pick a darker shade. Actually, no, I need to work on the other bits first before I do that. Let's go for a kind of lightish pink. Pale purple. That looks really pink to me. Oh, I'll just let that dry a second and I shall have another cuppa. Another cuppa, another swig. Although another cuppa wouldn't go amiss. Right. See, yeah, I'll do for that. I don't happen to have a, just before I do this, a pearl. Where's my scribble sheet? I need to test this colour before I slap it on there. As always, well prepared. There it is. One sec. Yep, I'm going to have to make sure I don't pull out the webcam. The picture suddenly goes, you know I pulled the wrong cable, okay? Alright. I don't like using this USB port over here because I swear the power's a bit dodgy on it and it keeps flickering every so often, but if it stops me accidentally leaning on the bloody power button every time I try and do something, it's probably worth it. Alright. Look at that. So that colour I just put down was that. I don't think I've got anything that I'd do for the pearl that was getting me ahead. Oh, actually, no, that one could. E50. One of these days, I'm actually going to do that sheet with all the colours written down in something I can actually read, and then do the actual colours as something I need. Of course, this is where I'm now going to curse it, because I'm going to have to try and find it hidden in all these. And guess what? Yeah, still not sorted them out yet. Supplies! You never saw that coming, did you? Put you off there. Stay. There we go. Sorry if my head's on camera. Because this is such a pale colour, I can barely see it myself. Don't worry if you can't see anything, neither can I. I want to go for a fairly subtle colour for the underwear, because it's never really, you know, in your face, loud and proud. It was actually kind of fun as well. One of the girls at work who follows me on Instagram, she said she'd seen the picture and she was like, oh yeah, I really think a headscarf would work. Basically, a lot of the comments I got were put a headscarf on. And she was, after I sort of put the headscarf, I went over to her and said, you know, does that look about right for what I need? She said, oh, that's perfect, just what, you know, it needs. And then she was like, oh, I did this 1940s Blitz-themed evening. And I said to her, so did that involve having to, like, you know, partway through suddenly setting off an air raid siren and then having the lights go out and everyone had to take cover while she played the sound of bombs dropping? And she was like, no, I don't know why I didn't do that, but I'm going to have to hold another one now just to do that. Like, that would have been my first thought of a, you know, Blitz-themed evening. You have partway through the party, oh crap, they're dropping bombs. What colour are you? E35. E35. Now I'm trying to think of stocking colour. It might be a bit too dark. I don't actually think I've got. Ooh, wow, yeah, it's very. I don't know actually. Would that work? I'm saying that you can't even see the blasted colour. Because the stockings would be further dark against the skin. Is there a lighter variant of that? You look like a lighter variant of that. You are a lighter variant of that. Okay, okay. So that could do for the darker parts. This could do for the highlights. Let's rock with that. We need to do that. It'd be hilarious and awesome. Oh, the Blitz night? Yes. It literally was the first thing that popped into my head when she said it. I was like, so you pretended you were going to get bombed? And she's like, no. And she was like, why didn't we think of that? I'm like, I don't know. I just think it'd be brilliant because you have it so that partway through there's you could have one of the tracks in the playlist as like air raid sirens going off and all this, and you have it so that in the background you can hear the sound of bombs dropping fairly quiet to start with, and they get louder and louder and louder and all this, and then it sort of goes off and then the air raid siren ends and you get out and just continue partying afterwards. Like, oh, tally-ho, we survived another blitz. Hey, crack out the tea, old chap. Let's go party some more. Oh dear, look, there's some unexploded ordnance in the backyard. Oh well, don't worry. Oh, it's like, I'll see if I can find it quickly. There was an image I got sent. I can't remember who it was that sent it to me. I don't know if it was Voilon or my friend in Japan. But it's basically a set of golf rules for a golf course. Like what should happen if bombs are up. Here we are. So the Richmond Golf Club, temporary rules, 1940. Hang on, whilst I'm doing this, let me, I need someone who's good at giving rules. Ah, yes, you'll do. Players are asked to collect bomb and shrapnel splinters to save these from causing damage to mowing machines. In competitions, during gunfire or whilst bombs are falling, players may take cover without penalty for ceasing play. The positions of known delayed action bombs are marked by red flags at a reasonably, but not guaranteed, safe distance therefrom. Shrapnel and or bomb splinters on the fairways are in bunkers within a club's length of a ball, may be moved without penalty, and no penalty shall be incurred if a ball is thereby caused to move accidentally. A ball moved by enemy action may be replaced, or, if lost or destroyed, a ball may be dropped not nearer the hole without penalty. A ball lying in a crater may be lifted and dropped not nearer the hole, preserving the line to the hole without penalty. A player whose stroke is affected by the simultaneous explosion of a bomb may play another ball from the same place, penalty 1 stroke. I'm just like, I can just sort of see this, like, oh dear, the bombs are dropping. Oh well, carry on. But yeah, it was just, to me, that was like so bloody British. Bombs are dropping. Oh well. More tea, Vicar. So when people say it was a different time, by God, they truly mean it. Right, what I'm planning on using this is as a skin-esque tone for the tights. And then I'm going to use the darker one that I've got to basically try and highlight the tights, so I don't want to use too much in the way of shading with this. He says as it dries really rapidly, and I'm like, no, stop drying! Yeah, I'm not sure I'll do this kind of colouring again where I don't bother doing the lines first. I actually prefer the idea of having the lines drawn. But it was an experiment. You have to experiment with these things. I'll probably use that as the darker shade for the pearl, which I can colour in again to give a bit more colour. He says, and then can't see where he's actually applying it, so it's like somewhere there. Right, that'll do for that. What did it do? Wait, no. It was that one. I was like, what did I do with the other one I was going to use? And it's right next to my hand. try to turn it so I can figure out the light better from this side. Helps when you start looking at the image the right way up occasionally. It's the time I start humming to myself. I have a final bit of good news in that I've had the text from the NHS saying, hey, you can get a COVID jab. I'm like, sweet, finally. So I went to book it, and it was like, your nearest site is the football club on the other side of town. I'm like, oh joy. So using a little bit of smarts, I've booked it when I'm actually in work, considering that it's only a 30-minute walk from work to the site now. And then I can just wander on down. I have no idea what it's going to do to me. Hopefully I'll be in a fit enough state to ride afterwards, because I'm going to have to try and ride home. But I wanted to do it at work because I have no idea what the bicycle parking facilities are going to be like out that area, and I'm not comfortable leaving my bike for half an hour in an area I've not been to, with no idea if I can safely put it up. I mean, I know it's going to have like a bicycle store somewhere, but I'm like, not at your invite. Yeah, the joys of being an old farter. I'm an old man. I get my invite early. Hear me, moan. Back in my day, Pluto was still a planet. So on and so forth. I've just realised the irony of me doing an old man voice whilst I'm colouring an image based on the 1940s pinnacle. I'll get my Zimmer frame now. Do with touching the skin up a bit more to make it darker. Side effects don't tend to kick in properly till next day, but they hold you about 15 minutes to make sure you're alright. Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate feeling any major side effects. It's part of me is just sort of like wanting to make sure it's not going to affect me to the point where I can't cycle back. Because I'm going to have to walk back from the jab site to work, finish my shift, get on my bike and cycle 3 miles to get back home. As long as it's not going to affect me, I don't really give a hoot. I think going off my last flu jab, which we did at work a couple of years ago, I'll get a lump on my arm, and that'll be it. It'll be a bugger because it'll be an itchy lump, but it'll be a lump that will just pop where they've injected me, and I'll be like, that's going to annoy me. So I'll just be using the moisturizer cream on that. But it's usually the last time I had it, if you sort of imagine this as my upper arm, where they sort of jabbed me there, it just raised this nice big red thing, and it was this wonderfully smooth skin that was ever so slightly warm to the touch, but very itchy. So I was like going around with my sleeve hooked up around my shoulder to stop it touching it, just because it aggravated. And that sort of started the day after and lasted a couple of days and then disappeared. I actually got to fill out a yellow card for that one, the reporting system for the NHS, because I had a reaction to it. And the nurse said if you have that kind of reaction, the chances are you'll have that whenever you have a flu jab. Technically, it's a flu jab, so I'm probably going to have a similar reaction. But I don't think I'll have any major reaction to it, so I don't imagine it being a case of, you know, whacking the adrenaline in and getting me off to hospital. Last lump of the jab was a TB jab. Oh yeah, the TB jab, they were fun. Not. Yeah, mind you, some of my friends who've had the TB jab, they've still got the mark. Like you can see like a scar where it was put in. This is many moons ago. I'm like, I can't even remember where they put it. I know they stuck it in me, and that's about it. I remember, because I hate injections. My imagination runs riot, and it imagines the needle far bigger than it actually is. So I was trying to talk to the person giving me the injection, and I was just talking utter crap. But it worked. So I thought I'd try and do it when I was giving blood, and that didn't work. It's like I could imagine the size of the needle, and I could feel the blood going out. Probably couldn't feel the blood going out, but my mind was saying I could. And unfortunately, the only time I tried to give blood, my body didn't want to give it up, and they had to stop because they weren't getting much out of me, and I was white as a sheet. Which is really annoying because I like the idea of giving blood. I like the idea of being able to go to a centre and give blood to help others. It's just, for some reason, my body is very selfish at that point. If I cut myself, I bleed profusely. You know, it doesn't bother me, it's just I'm used to bleeding a lot. But the actual giving blood, my body's like, nope, it's mine. I shall have it. No one else should have this blood. I even went, saw my friend back in Manchester, and I was meeting up with him. He was at a blood donation centre, so I said, I'll come and meet you. So I went in and I sat down. I said, I'm just waiting for someone having the blood, giving blood. I'll wait here. And he came out and he sat down and he had to wait just to make sure he wasn't going to collapse or anything. And so this guy came walking back in from the outside, his arm covered in blood. And he went up to this nurse and went, yeah, sorry to bother you. He said, I was walking in the street and something just sort of felt like it went pop. And he said, and I think something just went. And she was, oh, we'll get that sorted. And, you know, the guy was so chill about this. And I'm like, oh my God. And my mind started playing on what had happened and playing it up big. And I didn't realise this. I turned white like all blood just gone. And I'd gone really faint looking. And this nurse comes over and goes, oh my God, have you not had your drink yet? And my friend's laughing saying he hasn't given blood. But I was sat there looking like I'd just given blood, and I was like, you're really faint and everything. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I guess I just, I'll be fine. My friend who'd given blood was like, do you want some of my sugar drink to get yourself back up? I felt so bad. I'm like, I haven't given blood, but I look like I have. But yes, that's just me. I hate needles, they tear. Yeah, it's one of those things that I don't know why. My mind just really overplays what's happening with them. And it's like, oh, you can feel it digging into your arm. I'm like, no, I can't. Well, I mean, yes, you can feel it in your arm, but my mind is like, you can feel it's gone underneath, it's gone through all the, and it's just gone under the skin. And my mind really overplays it, and it's just irritating. Because it gets me every time. When I had to give blood at the hospital, when I was having really dizzy spells and such like that, and they had to take blood from me. And again, they took the blood, and I just went white as a sheet, and they had to lie me down and all sorts of stuff. And I'm just like, I know it's not anything wrong, but my body just, it gives up. Yeah, I shouldn't laugh, but it must have been hilarious. Yeah, I mean, hell, I was sort of laughing anyway. And my friend was laughing his ass off. But you can just sort of picture it from the nurse's point of view. She comes walking around, and there's two people sat at this table at this blood drive centre, and one of them is pale as a sheet, looking like he's about to collapse and fall over. And she's like, "You haven't given him his orange juice. I must go get it for him." And it's like, "No, I haven't given blood. I'm going to collapse." It reminds me as well. When I gave blood the first time, they had to lie me down. They give me an orange juice and like, drink that. So I tried sitting up and like, no, you gotta lie down. I'm like, how do you expect me to drink this? Just open my mouth, tip it back, and see what I get in. It's like I've got to sit up to drink. I can't drink lying down. What's worse, like needle and gums? Oh, not had that yet. Not had that yet. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to when that has to happen. Hopefully it doesn't, but I know at some point it's probably going to do. And yeah, not had that joy. Did you know that in Lancashire you can get dental ecstasy injections? It's known as E-by-gum. Sorry. Bad joke, but it's one of my old favourites. I picked you up, and for what reason? Green has gone fart. Go back to you a second. I need to blend this in a bit more. Also, in other news, songs that I probably shouldn't be singing at work, but it's kind of hilarious that I do when someone walks in as I'm singing it. Excuse my rudeness. Again, singing that one, someone else came walking around and they sort of looked at me as I'm happily singing away in my little office cubicle bit. And they're like, "You alright there?" And I'm like, "Yeah?" Like, was I singing loud? He's like, "You weren't too loud, I just heard something and I just came around to check." I was like, "Oh, just me singing." I don't know what it says, that if he comes around the corner hearing me singing, his first thing is, "Are you alright?" I'm like, "Oh. Is my singing that pained?" Let's try and darken some more. Oddly enough, when they give me my fillings, they never actually put any anaesthetic in. I suppose it was only like a light filling, I guess, or something like that. Because I know when my mum had to have her fillings done, they'd give her anaesthetic. Which, you know, again, was cue the hilarity. But yeah, it's one of those odd things. Although I feel I should add a caveat to the fact that my memory is not great. Or at least it's shown issues. And again, I attribute this more to the incident. But it was only the other day that we were chatting about airsoft stuff, and my friends were like, "Oh, you used to have one of these," and I was like, "No, I don't. I never had one." He's like, "No, you did. I remember borrowing it off you." I'm like, "No, I never had one." And then some other chips and like, "No, you had one." And I was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, I don't remember having it. It's like, "You had it," and I'm like, "Oh, that was cool." It's bloody unusual for me to forget what airsoft guns I've had. I can only surmise I only had it for a short time. But even so, it's just one of those things that I'm just like, odd that I'd forget that. Ho hum. As they say, excretion occurs. Wipe thy feet and move on. Right, shoes. She's gonna have the red headband. I know that much. Red shoes to match? Yeah. Just give me a good red for the headband as well. Oh, she needs lipstick. That'd be another one. I'm considering I'm literally holding one called Lipstick Red. Guess what we're knowing with it? Knowing with this one? Guess I know what I'm doing with this one. I do love how the fact that my brain doesn't work anymore. There's these moments where it just completely derps on what it's trying to say. I mean, I'll admit, I was not really a cunning linguist beforehand, but I'm less so now. Yeah, that'll do for the hairband. Although it's just hit me, I should have done my teeth first. Budge. Just gonna quick pick another song. Oh, what's the one that I was listening to that I like? Oh, that one. Right, okay. Go crazy. Polka dots aren't going to be white, they're going to be slightly coloured. I'm going to make them a slight grey, so I need to do that first, otherwise it's going to really cock everything up. Because then I can always add the white afterwards, but at least it gives it a bit of shading beforehand. So what's the thing on it? Let's just cover all that in grey because that's going to be the highlighted area. So I'm just where her hair's got the highlight. Hey, I said it again. Where the highlight's going to be, I've just coloured that in a grey, and again the white for the thin streaks I can put on with my pen later. Ah, fuck. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. That's why you put the colour on first. It'll do. I've managed to get away with it. So what's happened is it's bled the red straight onto where I wanted this. That's why you do the light colour first, because it doesn't work the other way around. The red could bleed the grey on, but you won't see it, but the grey will bleed the red. Right, whilst I wait for that lot to dry so I can do better work with it. What's the lipstick red? Where's needed red there? Time for these shoes. do I want to do that? Give the shoe a soul color. Or do I just give it the red? Nah, let's give it a soul color. Let's try and put a bit of life to these shoes. I say a soul color, it's actually the earth foot is, but I just want it to have inners? Lining? I don't know. There'll be a word that I need for this and my brain doesn't know the word. I'm trying to think, my red shoes, what did they used to have? I think it was a black sole, so that's fine. I can use a dark colour for that, I guess. Grey's going to pull the red, but it's a dark grey, it's not, so... Take this dark grey, make a start on this hair, because I want it to be black hair, but I want to try and see if I can shade it out. Let's just turn that off a second. Let that dry, darken it up a bit more. Right, so that should have dried, so I can put red. Again, not join the lines first is really biting me in the ass. Oh, right. Go back to the grey. Just trying to give each area enough time to dry sufficiently for me to add an extra layer to darken it. So it is a bit of back and forth. Yeah, just remind himself to do the eyebrows. Don't know what colour eyes I'm going to give her yet. Thinking maybe some blue. Blue eyes, green eyes. This is where my lack of colour coordination really bites me in the ass. So I have no idea what will go good with this. Also, any of you watching have an idea of if this was to be like a motivational wartime style poster, what would you expect to see as the slogan, the phrasing? Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything wartime related, I guess, just 40-0. This is another area that I'm finding not having the line art visible clearly is a pain in the backside. You have to darken parts of that so you can actually see what it is that I'm doing. Which one are you to pull from that pack? I need to turn you off, turn back on. Was it you two I pulled? Brian, no, weren't you? E11, yes, you're from that pack. E33, no, you're not. I think that was the actual skin tone I was using. I just need to go there. And again, I've just smudged a bit. Sorry. Push that in, that'll do. Don't want to go too close. Let that dry before I try putting that on there. Right, carry on with these shoes. I want to darken them up a bit. Right. How's that looking? Very vivid on the camera. Well, it could be my monitor settings as well. We'll get in there with it, get in there. Might put a potentially finer, darker layer for the skin. Maybe. There's something I can think on. Right, yeah, so I need to try and darken this up. We'll need this up full power, so I can see. Try and darken things like the knot. Yeah, that's looking alright. I'll just do another run in a moment. Right, so this jacket, what could I do colour-wise? Blue, dark blue. Perhaps, do I have anything? Ooh, actually, what colour is that? That looks decent enough. This is blue-green. Let's have a look and see what colour you come out like before I go slapping you on the image. BGR9. Yeah, I've not actually used BGR9 before. It's very, what I would call teal coloured to me. B39 looks like a nice dark blue. Are you B39? You are B39, and I'm thinking of that and a tan, yellow tan for inside the sleeves. So it's kind of like yellow tan in inner. Oh, a bit too yellow. Let's give me a bit to test again. So that's the colour there. Let's test colour 1. What about you? Oh yes, that's more like what I'm after. Go for something along that. How about you? No, too brown. Come on, dry faster. No, I am liking. I say I'm liking it, and then which colour did I just use? Is it this one? Yeah, I think it was that one. So Y21. Hopefully, is the one I'm thinking on. How goes things down this leg of the country in a way? His best way of putting it. It's nice that things are slowly opening up again. We're getting back to the point where we can. Well, the miniature railway we've got. We're doing a final shakedown run on not this Sunday, Sunday after, so Bank Holiday Sunday. We're then open for the public every first and third Sundays, and as many Bank Holiday Sundays as we can cram in to make up for the lost year. So it's nice that that's back open, because I just like driving the steam trains. And it's when I was down there last, and we were swamped out. The track was 6 inches underwater in places, so we couldn't do anything. So we just did maintenance work, and it was nice that the father and daughter came down, and it was like, oh, we thought it might be a bit too wet, but we wanted to check anyway, because she wants to, see the trains running again. And she was so, you could see it in her eyes, she was disappointed we weren't running. So we gave her a quick tour of the local shed and this, that, and the other. And we're like, well, weather permitting, we'll be running in a couple of weeks. And it was just so great to see her reactions be like, yes, you're running again. And I'm not much of a kid person myself, but it's nice to see in the excitement that they can give. They're happy that things are happening, and the interest is there. I mean, sometimes the interest is from the parents because they're bringing the kids down just so that it's a cheap local activity. But other times the kids are just fascinated by it. And it's interesting, some kids, they come down because they've seen Thomas and all sort of stuff. And then they see a real steam train, albeit miniature, and they're scared of them because they make these strange hissing, roaring sounds, and they much prefer the diesels. Whereas some kids, they're fascinated. You can't explain to them how they work, but they're just fascinating. I mean, the youngest one I've seen was like this little toddler kind of kid. I don't know ages, but he was utterly fascinated by the steam engines. And his parents just sat down and they had him in his lap. And every time a steam train sort of parked up, because they were sat near where the train sat, he'd sit there and just stare at them. You could be talking, sort of, and anything else that would normally grab his attention, and he'd pay no attention. He was staring at the steam train. And then the train would drive off, and then he'd be like looking around, and anything would catch his eye. And then the train would come back in, and it'd be dunk glued to it. And I was like, that's a driver in the making right there. Providing that by the time he grows up, they can actually, use steam trains and stuff like that. Definitely been, regulated out of existence for one reason or another. Hopefully not, but, it's a possibility. Because I know they're making coal a lot harder for us to get. Which, fair dues, I can understand. Coal is, not exactly great. You don't want to be burning it. But I don't see the government giving us grants to convert the engines to something better that produces heat for the steam. Oh, we did also visit the local preserved line. Because they've got a pacer. Yes, I'm one of those sad spots that likes pacers. We got a free ride on the train because, well, we turned up there in our overalls and we're like, oh yeah, we're from the miniature line, we're just here to have a look at the pacer, and we've just taken a look at the steamer whilst it was in the platform. And because it was like the last run of the day, they were just like, well, do you want to ride? Well, we haven't got no money. They said, no, it's alright, we know, you just hop on. So I had a ride up and down the line. That was fun. But yeah, it was interesting as well that they got their pacer essentially for free. The government bought it for them. Because of COVID, they basically had to turn around to the government. The government were like giving out these grants for organisations and such affected by lockdown and all this jazz. So they turned around and said, oh, if we had a pacer, we could run a two-man crew, guard and driver, still provide social distancing for the public, and we could still keep our income going. It's just we can't afford a pacer. So the government gave them enough money to buy a pacer, and I'm just like, holy cow, why can't I be a charitable organisation and have a pacer of my own? I didn't realise it was that easy. What's kind of fun was one of the guys was like, oh, it leaks oil, and I'm like, you do realise you've got a pacer, right? If the pacer's not leaking, then it's not, it isn't oiled. But yes, apparently because I'm not a charitable organisation, I'm not allowed my own pacer. Sad times. But yeah, that's pretty much it for around here. Nothing exciting. How be things with everyone anyway? Haven't really asked this evening. Right, we need to project later on Vorlon as well about popping down in June. Ideally. Doesn't have to be June. If it's not good, then I can come down at another time. Just whilst things are starting to get a bit easier, it'd be nice to actually break away. You hunger. Oh, okay, Saber. That's living up to your namesake then, I see. Ooh, hello, Penana. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping by. Oh, no, not trying to be miserable. Looking at spending a shitload of money on a new barbecue. Still surprised only 16 works, so I'll just new motor. It's the same weight, possibly slightly heavier than real steel. Oh, joy! Fun times. But it's good that it's working, though. So you're looking at any gearbox upgrades for it in the future, or is it you just leave it as it is and let it trundle through with what it's got? And you're just sinister. Yeah, okay, so nothing's changed then. Yeah, note to self: don't try colouring without shading first. It's a nightmare. Always shade. That shape line. Brain worky work. Work, damn you. Next is fresh hot rubber. Let's put some high quality gears in it, mostly thinking the money might be better spent on a digital trigger. True. It's one of the things that I remember a lot about all the older airsoft gear, and probably a lot of the guns that I've got here, to be honest, is that they could get very, very finicky on semi. So yeah, maybe a digital trigger could be an upgrade. Plus, with that, you'd probably be able to do things like get like 3-round bursting if you wanted, depending on what version of the 16 you're going for. Oh, yes, I need to. Digital trigger and on the tier MOSFET. Something to give good response on them. Yep. Not Sinister, Sinistar. Close enough. I mean, it's U-Saber, I expected it to be Sinister. But Sinister. Little from column A, little from column B. And how are things with Penana? Can't just come in here and look. How goes things with your wrist? I read the update that you'd been jabbed and scanned and stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to help you out with that. And just in the power socket in the back, the looms and the LiPods fit. Yes, yeah, that's been an issue I've had with a lot of my older gear, is it's currently all set for large Tamiya, and I'm like, I need to sort all that out. Luckily enough, that AK that you got from A2 ages back. Actually has inside of it a converter for a large to a small, so if needed I can just pull that out. Lady here is looking for me. It's not looking too bad. The worrying thing is when I do that and lift it off the actual background. I decided to try being a bit crazy. Let me just pick that up. And colour it without actually drawing the line out first. Really regretting that. But I know for next time, don't do it. If I think about doing it, time to go, no, bad Mad Cat, don't do that. But the line art should hopefully hide a lot of my criminal errors I've got here. I need to do the eyes. Because currently they're just voids. It's kind of creepy. So let's get them done. I'm going to have to use pen for them. Yeah, I've got a lot of old batteries kicking around as well. Unfortunately, some of them are old. I put one into a charger and it started charging. And then it came up saying it was done. And I took it out and it just went, eh. I was like, oh, that one's a definitely dead battery. Oops. So yeah, I've got a few kicking around and sort out. Finally, now got a LiPo to test my USP they want to paint it up for the Japari Ranger, because that was sold for like 20 quid because it wasn't working. Yeah, it works fine. I think it's the battery. It's either the battery or the charger that it came with that's busted. But yeah, otherwise it was a brand new USP for like 20 quid because it didn't work. Cool. But yeah, when I got the new Mac 10, I bought the LiPos to go with it and the adapter thing for it because it's a Marui clone. The actual Marui LiPo adapter thing just fits straight in. What I do need to try and track down is, unlike the Marui one came with the front strap. This doesn't. Although the manual does show it, because they've literally copied the manual. They haven't changed it, they've just copied the manual. And you know, in the manual it shows the front strap that you put on. It shows the suppressor has foam discs inside. This one didn't. It had a perforated section at the larger end, and then a thin plastic tube acting as spacer, essentially, for the narrower part of the suppressor. So I've taken the plastic tube out and stuck some more foam in there to try and give it a bit of sound deadening, because it does actually... It doesn't make it quieter as such, it just stops the snap of the piston that you hear from an AEG normally. It just deadens that a bit, which I was kind of surprised at, to be honest, but it was a nice thing to find out. But yeah, it was just one of those odd things that I sort of discovered as I was prattling about with it. Oh, wrong way, come on, give me a light. suppose I best start lining it in, but let's just get a nose done because it looks weird without a nose. So what I'll probably do is line it in. Actually, I could probably just do it now. I'm going to leave it for a bit and line it, but if I do it now, it's done. Still haven't come up with an idea for the eyes yet. Colour-wise, I am as well. Yeah, I'm going to need my skin tone again. Herbert, where are you? Which one were you? That one. Oh, okay. No, I don't want to unclip that just yet. Just need to be able to see what I'm doing. Just long enough to... Oops. Push that grey back. Alright, let's get this done. Let's get this lined. What I want to do first is eye colour. You can have blue eyes. Just enough seconds so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, blue eyes works. Right. Apologies if my head gets on camera now. It's just hit me how very fallout the colour is for the welding jacket. Oops. Try to sort this head squash out. works. What I'll do is I'll go around it in this fine pen, and then I can attack it later with thicker pens in places. And I'll probably do my usual, give it a thick outline to really make her pop. Although, actually, no, I should take a look at source material first. Do that. That would make more sense. I just like making stuff pop using the thicker outlines, but if it doesn't look like the 40 stuff I'm aiming for, then I best not do it. Right, so another thing that I liked about the swords was the hand. Because again, it's another thing I always struggle at drawing is realistic looking hands. Ooh, what on earth did that just clip over? It was a distinct lump. I don't know what it was. It just went bloop. Weird. And then I should get my graphites from work. I've got a set of fine liner pens. Ooh. That are in a graphite colour. I'm wondering whether art like this would look better with a grey outline rather than this harsh black. A lot of my old lawyer images, ones I did in pen, you'll be able to see the graphite pen style. Ooh. Yeah, definitely not gonna try colouring with outlining next time. So many areas where it's gonna have to touch up and be really careful about it. I don't think it's worth the hassle. I'm hoping I can make that show as well. One thing I like in images and stuff like this is that semi-realistic look you get when you have the little, is it skin dentation they call it? Where elasticated stuff just pulls in on the fleshier parts and you get that wonderful little blip in of the skin. Ooh. Oh, just simple. Missed part in the corner and gone straight over the line there. I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be white rescue pen to the saving my ass there. Just help me, white paint pen, you're my only hope. Oh, hello, Spine. How are you? Oh, long time no see. Yep. Well, technically speaking, I've never seen my own Spine, so I suppose that's a good thing. I could see my own Spine, there'd be trouble. So I do that and I can see where I've missed in areas and it's like, oh god, that looks awful. Yeah, I tell you, when I was lost in here, I never looked this good. Maybe I should have tried posing like this. Note to self, next time in heels. Right, I think that's it. All lined. Yes. Oh boy, is it awful. Right. Do that. Right, it's time to do a lot of rescue colouring. So, I have area there, needs colouring. Area here, needs a bit of colour in the corner, needs harding. Colours in there. Gone over the line as such here, bit of colour required there. Colour needs sorting out there, edge of the cheek, top of that. But apart from that, everything else is fine. You know, cracking. Oh, fudge cakes. Oh, right. Still, despite the numerous errors, it's not turned out too bad. Yeah, not gonna go down the route of trying to colour it and not do the line art until later. Yeah, line art first. Lesson learned. Where's that blue I was using? Can't remember which one it was, but you do. Do I line the lips? No, leave them for now. Honey roasted parsnips. Ooh. I was never much of a parsnip fan as a kid. Kind of grown to be more used to them now. Oh, well, it's not like I'm saying I have them all the time, but I can at least eat them. Still can't have Brussels sprouts, so evil vegetable. I can't remember what I used for. Which one did I use for that? Nope, like this. Probably you. Yes. Let's fix up anywhere I've missed. Nails, I suppose they would be done. Red? Yeah, let's do red nails. Pure. Oh, Arknights. Yes, sorry. Took a while for me to figure out. Brain was in a completely different place. Yes, I did. I figured, it's for charity. I've just sort of missed with a pen. Right, let's have a look at the reference. Right, so annoyingly, a lot of them don't actually have any line art, but that's because they're more realistically drawn. Do I go for giving it a thick outline? I don't think it'd be the right thing. Yeah, I think I'll leave the line art as it is. I won't go for like the really thick outline. As much as I normally would. It's somewhat keep it to the source material, but again, the source material doesn't have an outline at all. Oh, yes, I know what time it is. Thank you for reminding me. But I just might make some of the lines a little bit thicker just to touch it up. Alright, anyway, I will call it the. I'll fix this up. I'll fix it in post. So yes, try and angle it again on camera a bit more. Wait, no, down. That's about as close as I can get it without cocking everything up. So there we have her. No name for her yet, but we'll come up with something. I'll touch it up a bit in, as I said, fix it in post. Touch up the line art a bit more, and then I can worry about what I'm doing for the background proper. But yes, not bad. It was an experiment to see about doing it without the line art first, but definitely not doing that again. That was bad. It needed the line art doing first, but it turned out alright in the end. Bleh, words, I flail. So, with that, I shall call it for the stream. I do thank you all for turning up to watch. I do hope you had some entertainment in watching me flail at this. I will next be streaming Wednesday, so I'll be on Friday at 7 p.m. GMT. We'll be going back to Nier. I forgot where I got up to in Nier. We had to pick 9s, didn't we? So we're doing stuff for 9s. But yeah, we'll be back in Nier, bright and about, doing stuff there. I'll try in the meantime to go into the game and actually get some of do the grinding for the bits I need for the leveling up the weapons. But well, sorry, it's usually I get on from work and I'm zonked. And then the other thing will be on Saturday. We're trying to go and do a more casual game for this Saturday, so we'll see what that does. But all else fails, we'll go back into Payday. Was talking with Tsubasa about doing some of the older content, some of the earlier content. One, because it's supposed to be what we're supposed to be doing, given people's experience, not necessarily level. But I don't know, I like the idea of doing a casual game. We'll see what we do. Because if we do something like a Jackbox game, it means that you guys can join in as the audience. So that'd be kind of fun and a bit more entertaining for you guys as well. Anywho, enough waffle from me. I'm really tired and it's kind of showing. So yes, to all of you out there, whoever you are, wherever you are, and whenever you are, thank you for watching, and I shall catch you all next time. Toodles!